Good morning. My name is Pranjal Chaudhary. I'll be discussing the review of risk management plan on behalf of Software Engineering Project Group UG4 2017. First of all, I like to say that the documentation of risk management plan was done quite well. It was pretty detailed and consistent. Most of the possible risks that may appear in any group projects, I think we have covered pretty much most of them fairly well. Each risks were classified based on the severity. For example, if the incident that we are identifying as risk, if that happened, how severe it will be, the consequence of it. It was classified based on low, high, and medium. For each possible risks, there is a risk indicator that was included in the document. There were also the prevention and the correction of each risk were mentioned in the document. In the correction section, it was discussed that if that risk happen, what will be our role to get back into the right track. As I already mentioned, most of the possible risks were included and it was discussed fairly well. I personally believe that the technical risks were not discussed quite details. Even though in our SPNP draft we have covered the technical issues quite thoroughly, nonetheless I personally think if the technical risks were discussed more details here, it would be really good for each of our group members, also for the clients. Another important risk I think was missed from the document was the security risk. The software security risk, and it was not mentioned in our document. So I believe that it is one of the negative side of our document. Another big thing that could be discussed was the software dependencies in the best way the modularity, because in our project, if one particular software piece of code shows some unwanted, unexpected behavior, and if it is highly related with some other piece of codes, then it may also affect our other codes. How we'll get rid of this and how we'll fix it? This particular information was not provided as well. Apart from this, I believe majority part of the document was done quite well. There are some small minor issues about grammatical mistakes, but as the author is from non-speaking English background, it can be quite acceptable. In the risk that we have mentioned, we are also aware of the fact that as we are quite inexperienced in doing group work, along the way there can be some other risk can show up that we haven't anticipated, and we are also mentally quite prepared for this. Even though we don't know what kind of risk can come, we're sort of mentally prepared for this. In conclusion, I want to say the document was done quite well, and it's also a very important document for us, because in any project, if we know and analyze the risk in advance, it will obviously have a very positive impact in enhancing the performance of the project. Thank you so much.